All right, welcome. This is the Branding Millionaire Mindset Branding webinar hosted by myself, Natasha Davis, the Chief Visionary and Chief Branding Strategist for Impact Branding, where our goal is to make sure your impact makes a boost with with all of the information that you have out there and so forth. So let's dive right into it because this is a very specific and condensed presentation. I want to make sure you get all the information and we leave room for some questions and answers. So when we think about branding, a lot of times we think about website, logo, and we stop there. So we stop right there. And branding your business has a lot more to do with not only the logo and the website. It also has to do with the people, the pricing structure. It has to do with the way that you look. It has to do with the way that you answer your phone. It has to do with the way that you look on social media. It has to do with the way that you present yourself at networking events. Do you even attend networking events? What type of networking events do you attend? Are you one that participates in interviews? Things of that nature. Do you attend other educational workshops? Your brand has to do with every single thing that you do with your business and how your business is presented. So I'm going to make it real simple for you, and I'm going to give you some real good pieces of information and just kind of let you know how you can really drive it home to branding. I'd like you to have a sheet of paper somewhere. If you're not driving, have a sheet of paper. And the first thing I want you to think about is your branding strategy and your marketing strategy is a long-term strategy. It's not a short-term strategy. It's something that you have to do over and over on a consistent basis. If you do it once in a while, then you'll get clients once in a while and you'll make money once a year. If you do it more consistently, you'll have a consistent flow of clients, which is called what? Your pipeline. And then you have a consistent stream of revenue. And then you'll also have a growing business because now you can tap into profits. And I'll mention to you, Ms. Collins, I know you're in the nonprofit industry. Everything I'm going to talk about applies to nonprofit. The only difference is, as a nonprofit, in your financial documents, you are not actually declaring a profits because all of the money rolls back into the company. So everything I'm going to tell you applies to a for-profit and to a nonprofit as well. There are very few deviations, but that is usually particular to finances. So I hope you'll take this information and run with it. Okay? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you, and so you can see the presentation. Okay, let's share screen and let's start from the beginning. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the whole concept. Our goal is ready, set, goal. You want to have a vision. You want to have some goals. You want to have skills that you're going to roll into the branding process. So a brand versus branding. Brand versus branding. There's two different things, and I would like you to know the difference between the two. So when we look at what a brand is, we're looking at how you look in the marketplace. How do you look in the marketplace? And a company's brand has 4 specific brands that you should accomplish and must accomplish. And please write this down. Number 1 is your personal brand, which is the brand of the CEO or the person that's out in the marketplace, the person that's the face of the community. That is the personal brand. If you're an author, if you're a writer, if you're a speaker, you have to have a personal brand. I speak and I write and I have to have a personal brand as Natasha Davis. So if you do speaking and writing, interviews, things of that, you have to have a personal brand. The second type of brand you should develop is a product or service brand. So you got product and service brand. Some people think that I'm a service-based business, so I don't have a product. That's not necessarily true. If you do a lot of webinars or have an interview, you can take that information and you can put it on an audio system, a SoundCloud or something like that, and now you have a product to retail. So you want to have a product brand and a service brand. How does my service look? What type of service do I deliver? The next thing you want to have is what is the brand of the company? So the company brand. So you want to look at the brand contributes to building your business model. So like I said, it's 4 brands: a product brand, a personal brand, a service brand, and a company brand. You have to be able to accomplish all of those. When you're thinking about branding, Okay, branding builds the brand. It is the act of the things that you do to make your brand, your personal product, service, or company brand look good, to stand out, and to be remembered in the marketplace. Branding gives the company an identity, and it creates those really strong relationships between you and your customers. And when you think about doing that, when we're doing branding strategy and we're doing branding techniques, the goal is to accomplish 3 branding positions. And I know this might get confusing, but stick with me. You got 4 brands, but you need 3 branding positions. You need to create a visual brand. What happens when people see your brand? What feeling do they get? You have to create an emotional branding position. What happens when people walk in and they now begin to experience your products and services? Are they excited? Are they exhilarated? Are they happy? Are they angry? Are they sad? Are they like, oh my God, I'll never do that again? Are they afraid? So you want to think about that. The next one is auditory branding position. What happens when they hear the name of your business? Are they standing like, oh my gosh, I can't, like it just left a bad impression with them? Or they're like, oh, that's a great company, or I had a great experience, or I haven't heard of them, but that sounds interesting. So you want to know what happens across the board. So that's a visual branding position, emotional branding position, and an auditory branding position. You must accomplish each of them. If you leave one out, your other one will suffer, and you won't have a nice cohesive company and a cohesive brand. You got to be able to accomplish all 3. And like I said, we think about branding. When you're thinking about how do I make my company look even better, you want to look at all areas of your company, all areas of the position. What's our customer service like? Have we emitted the feeling of trust? Do we have good quality? What is our pricing? Does it meet our particular target audience? And I will stop and say, you're not always looking for the lowest price. Sometimes your service can't be the lowest price, but it can be the best quality. So if you look at your brand, what does your company stand for? Do you stand for the lowest, cheapest price, or the best quality? And therefore, price is not is an object. You want to look at the type of design you have, even your company name. If you're saying that you are a mobile dog grooming business, then you should have a name that kind of rolls into that. You don't want to have, Sarah's Lounge, and it's a dog grooming, mobile dog grooming. So, you get the feeling. You want to make sure the name is cohesive. I know that, myself, my company and I, we went through an complete rebranding strategy this year. And it's completely different. We had to do some different things, and it took time. We did a complete rebranding, and that included the name. It included the products, the type of customers we have, the way we deliver service, even down to our logo was rebranded, the repetitions of how we're seen, which is called a touch point. We did a whole rebranding. So when you look at this particular image, these are the points that you need to touch when you're developing brand positioning. So let's talk about how you can optimize your marketing through branding. The key thing that you want to be able to accomplish is that you want to accomplish AIDA. And AIDA is what you see here: attraction, interest, desire, and action. The world is extremely noisy today. And if you do not connect with your marketplace, your people, the problem that they have, you'll never be heard. There are 1,001 people doing exactly what you're doing. There's 1,001 people doing exactly what I'm doing. However, how do I make sure that my brand, my company name stands out above the rest, is the one that is louder than all the other noise? And that's what you want to do. Branding will drive revenue and profits. If you do it correctly, it will definitely drive revenue and profits. You want to attract attention. You want to spark an interest. You want to pique their desire, and you want to create action. You want to get these guys in motion and get them moving. If you do not create AIDA, you're going to have a hard time generating revenues, generating profits, and getting on stakeholders and sponsors. So let me tell you a little bit real quick right here. There are 4 general types of people, the way we think, the way you communicate with us, and so forth. You have people that are, they're the people that ask the how. How do we get this? How do I get access? Okay. You got to be able to communicate with them in your branding strategy. The best way to communicate with them is giving them a step-by-step of the topics and making sure that you present it in an organized fashion. You then have the people that are more like the who. Who do I need? Who do I contact? Who do I call? Who? And I'm giving you very key, valuable information that I've learned over the past 10 years. If you just listen to how a person generally questions you, you'll know how to communicate with them. And we talk a lot about this in my executive coaching program. We go diving deep into it so people can understand how to market to people, how to talk to that person, not over them, and to allow to attract them in. So if someone is constantly on who, you have to be able to say that you have to know that they're sensitive to other people. They have generally a great attitude, and they want you to be able to express conversation in a respectful way. If you express it in a disrespectful way or a very brusque tone, they're going to turn off to you. They're not going to hear your message. You're not going to attract ADA. Okay, they're very interpersonal. People that are constantly asking who, they're very interpersonal. And if you present a marketing campaign to them that is not to their liking, not to the way that they mentally process, they will exert contempt for you. They'll just block you off. That will affect your branding position, okay? You have another group of people that are the what people. What is it? What do you need? What am I supposed to do? What do you do? What? Think about the people that ask a lot of what. They want very precise information. They want statistics and numbers. They want fact. They don't want a whole bunch of, it's going to have a great time. This is going to be marvelous. They don't care. People that ask a lot of what, they're very analytical and they're logical thinkers. So if you present a marketing campaign that's full of fluff, they're not going to come. And so we have to be able to communicate with all people in the same perspective. So, and again, like I said, we talk highly about that in our coaching program on how to accomplish that. And the other set of people are the why people. Why are we doing this? Why can't we do this? Why can't we accomplish this? Why did you say no? Why can't you say yes? These are the why people. So think about how people ask questions. And when the why people come in, they are the ones that need to understand that there's freedom to explore. If you present a rigid concept to them, they're not going to hear your message. They're not going to be able to receive it. A lot of people that say, when we do things like, we're having an event, last day to register is 2 weeks before the event. We're cutting it off. No one else can come in. The person that asks the why, they will withdraw and they'll say, well, forget it. I mean, why does it have to be cut off? So when you have a deadline, you have to be able to meet the needs of all the who's, the what's, the how's. You got to answer all their questions in one marketing message. And that is the tricky part. That really is the tricky part, creating ADA, but still being able to talk to the who's, the what's, the how's. You got to talk to all of them in one message, okay? So making the profitable moves, one of the things that I talk about in this particular project here is when you look at the Coca-Colas, the Googles, the Samsungs, they made it their business to create visibility, credibility, outreach. They made sure that they had a firm brand. They made sure that they said, I need visual, emotional, and auditory branding. They tapped into the 5 senses of the human being. This is what they did. And this is why these companies are so massive. They're so profitable because they've been able to do what I'm teaching you in a very short time today. They were able to attract, spark that interest, drive desire, and stimulate action. And they did it all in one conversation. And so this is why these companies, when you think about, well, how did Samsung get so big, and Coca-Cola and McDonald's and Apple? I mean, look at Apple. You know, how did these companies get so big? What did they do? This is exactly what they did. So I am teaching you what the big boys are doing. Okay. So let me tell you right now, when do you apply which method? Okay. We have marketing and advertising. When it comes to branding and you have a strategy, you're going to use both. But when do you do it and how do you do it? Because you want to make sure that you're marketing with intention, you're advertising with intention, you're branding with intention. You want to make sure I am doing things with intention. So with marketing, you're going to do online and offline, right? And then with advertising, you're going to do online and offline as well. And the whole thing is you're going to do direct marketing, internet marketing, print marketing, all social marketing, everything, right? When you're doing marketing, your goal is to get known, respected, and recommended. That's marketing. You want visibility, you want credibility, and you want outreach. When you're doing marketing activities, that's what you want. When you're doing paid advertising, you're just trying to get known and recognized. You need visibility. Okay? And I want you to know the difference between the two, because that's why some people get it mixed up. Some people get very upset because they put out one advertisement and they didn't get any calls, or they didn't get called by the particular client or marketplace they wanted. Advertising is for the purposes of driving visibility. And if you actually construct a very, very precise advertising campaign, it's never just one ad, it's a campaign of ads. And then on top of that, it has very succinct, specific messaging so that it can do what? Spark ADA. So when you're going to do it, I tell people, if you don't know what you're looking for and you don't know what you need the advertisement to do, don't waste your money doing an ad until you get someone that can help you with it, because you will waste a lot of money doing advertising and you won't get a return on your investment. Advertisements are to generate visibility, to get you known, and to get you recognized. Now, if you tweak and position the ad properly, it will spark it, it will kick into ADA, and then now you'll tap over into converting that the return on investment by getting a client, a paying client, or getting requests from qualified people. Okay, so when do you apply which one? If you're trying to get visibility, credibility, and you want the outreach, you want your company to go out there and be seen, do your marketing strategy. When you need to get visibility for the purposes of to back up your marketing, then you do advertising. Okay? So here's two concepts that I want to make sure that we're clear on. And please, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them into the chat room, because I'm going to answer them as soon as we're done with the presentation. So post your questions and I'll go through each of them and answer them for you as well. So who are we talking to when we're doing marketing strategy? We often hear about B2B and B2C, right? And unfortunately, do we really know what that means? B2B, business to business, is marketing to a very tight group of people, and you're marketing with intention. This is like going to the Rotary Club, going to a specific meetup group on a consistent basis, okay? This is where you're going to get referrals. You're going to be getting results because people have used it. So now the person will say, I've used it, I like it, and go from there. And this is where people will have consumption. You're going to encourage people, here, I want you to use it and tell me what you need. You're going to have personal consumption. B2B is marketing to a very tight group of people. So let me give you an example. Social marketing, social media marketing cannot be B2B because you're not marketing to a tight group of people. There are certain instances where you can drill down and do more intentional marketing to a specific group. Social media, if you don't apply it correctly, you cannot narrow the market as much as we'd like to. So B2B looks like this. I'm going to a networking event where there's only barbers and hairstylists, and they're all under 50, and they all own a salon. B2B, because the product or the service I'm offering fits this market, this target market, which further leads you into knowing your ideal client, okay? That is B2B, marketing to a very tight group of people with intention. I am intentionally marketing to this group for this reason. In B2B, the relationship will drive the loyalty to the brand. The relationship you develop will drive the loyalty to the brand. That's B2B. In B2C, the marketing is to educate the masses and random consumers. That's social media marketing, right? That's even just random advertising. That's what that is. Some interviews that you may do on radio or TV or even in print, That would be B2C, because unless you know the tight audience of people you're marketing to, it's not going to be B2B. So B2C is I am educating the masses and they're random consumers. I just need them to know about my company and my presence. The brand loyalty will then drive the relationship. I'll give you an example. McDonald's, okay, Burger King, Wendy's. I am connected to the brand, which is the burger, the French fries, right? Some people are like, I only want McDonald's French fries, or I only want this, okay? So B2C, brand loyalty drives a relationship. I like what you have first, and then I'll become committed to you. I hope that makes sense and that helps you in your next steps for how you're going to market and how you're going to position yourself in the marketplace. B2B, B2C, there's a difference. You want to definitely know the difference, okay? So how does social media fall into all of this, okay? Some of the larger networks can create a B2B setting. LinkedIn, Ning, Meetup, Academy, all that other stuff. And again, there's well over 300 social networks. However, if you want to create more of a B2B, you have to go to a network that drives like-minded people to a group setting. If I'm on LinkedIn, I can search for a group that only has consultants, that only has authors, that only has whatever. You can drive it home. Meetup can do the things. If I only want moms that are entrepreneurs, I can go to a mompreneur site. So there are some sites that can let you be a little bit more B2B. You just have to be specific in being able to do that, okay? So how does branding affect your business? Oh, gosh. I'm glad you asked. Branding affects your business in every facet of it, all the way around. If you don't brand with intention, you're not going to accomplish brand equity. And if you don't have brand equity, you will not have profitable positioning in the marketplace. If you don't have profitable positioning in the marketplace, then you won't be able to have high revenues. Okay, people won't come to you because you don't have strong positioning. Value proposition is the amount of time, the amount of risk, the amount of change, and the amount of commitment that your customer has to invest or lose in order to purchase your product and service. Let me give you a very easy example. If I come to your website and I can't find the shopping cart easily, or when I do find it, I have to go through 5 different pages and a process just to get access to make the service, or I put in my payment, but I get pushed to another website and then to another website to make the payment, I am investing too much time and I am losing my sense of security for safety online. So the risk goes up. Value proposition, when you present your business, you want to make it very easy as possible and as safe as possible to get access. People want to know that you're going to help them and not hinder them or hurt them. That's all that they really want to know. Are you going to help me and give me what I need, or do I have to be leery and say, is this going to hurt me or hinder me? So think about that when you're putting your business together and you're thinking about the next steps, you're moving forward into the next quarter. How is your value proposition? How is your brand equity? What is the positioning that you've taken on to make sure that your customers are not looking at you as too much investment and they're losing too much? You don't want to be a high risk person. So when you're branding and you're putting all these keys together and you want to make that millionaire footprint, these are the things that you want to think about. This is what the big companies do. This is exactly what they do. I have given you the simplest form on how to get it done. You know, the big boys are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to get this information. So definitely value proposition is a big thing. Really look at how does this work for my client? And then on top of that, you know what you want to do? If you have a shopping cart on your website, or if you have any process on your website, visit your website. Send an email to yourself and see how long it takes for the email to get you. Make sure the message comes over clear. You have a shopping cart, buy something on the shopping cart and see how the process works. I just released my second book, Unleash Your Millionaire Mindset. And I wanted to know, how long will it take for someone to order my book online? How hard is it for them to pay for it? And how long is it going to take for them to get it? And so I ordered my own book. sent it to the address, paid for it to see how long it took, because I was guaranteed by my publisher that it would only take maybe 3 days. So I wanted to make sure that 3 days was accurate. I didn't want to hear down the line that people were getting 5, 10 days later and they're getting the book. And I wanted to make sure what's the quality of the book that they're getting. So I ordered my own book, and I'll tell you, I was very pleased. I was very pleased. And if you'd like a copy, I'll tell you how to get that at the end of the show. But this is a tool. It's a great tool. So you want to go and follow your process. If you have some kind of an ordering process, submission process, visit your site, do it so you can see what your customer is going through. Every area of the company has value proposition. These are the key areas. You have customers that are going to purchase a product because they were exposed to one of your marketing campaigns, and they're going to connect with your personnel. There's going to be financial exchange for the product or service, and you're going to go back into the customer round. This is a closed circle. As you can see it, it is a closed circle. You want to make sure that your circle is tight. You got a nice, clean, tight platform. It's flowing seamlessly. You want to see what happens when the customer comes in, that your brand is strong. They're getting the product, it's being the product or service. They're going through production because they were exposed to marketing. They're going to connect with one of the personnel, make sure there's no missing links here. The finances, the exchange of money is tight, and that customer will keep coming back, and they'll go through the circle round and round, and it'll be a closed circle, and you'll be helping individuals along the way. You won't lose clients. You won't have clients that keep saying, give me my money back. No company wants to have to give back money. All right. So there you have it. How to make a millionaire mindset position with your branding, how to do what the big, large, massive companies are doing. I have just given you some phenomenal information, some straightforward tips. Key thing is, remember ADA. Don't forget your value proposition. Don't forget those 4 brands and your 3 branding positions. So what we're offering is, if somebody is like, you know what, I want some help and some structure, getting myself together and getting my brand together. Imagine being able to have a very cohesive company that does exactly what you want it to do. Imagine understanding, where am I underperforming and how can I turn around that underperformance? How awesome would that feel? And so that's what our executive coaching program is designed to do. It's designed to give you the feeling that you want about your company, to be de-stressed, to have a lot of success, and to go back to your initial why you started your company. Why did you start going into business? And so you're not bogged down by the pain of running a business, because it can be so painful. So we can drive home more of the rewards of it. And so the executive coaching program is designed to do that. That's what it's been doing for several years, is helping a very select group of business owners accomplish that same thing. I want to get back to my initial why. I want to be de-stressed. I want to be more strategic, and I want to be able to scale my business. I want to know what areas are underperforming. I don't want to guess anymore. I want to make it happen. And you want to enjoy. You want to regain some time. Get back your time. Get back the time that you've been spending on trying to make it work, or hiring on the wrong people, or having underperformance, but you didn't hear about the underperformance till a year later. Wasting money. Money is just falling through your holes. Let's plug those money holes. Let's go ahead and get strategic. Let's get back to that initial why and celebrate being in business. Not surrendering to the circumstances, but being able to surrender to all of the phenomenal gifts that the universe has for you and for your business. Having that executive program, it's a 12-week program. We drive it home. We talk about business branding. We drive it home to strategic marketing, how to increase your client acquisition of quality clients, not just any client, but quality clients, and learning how to become more profitable, even understanding how to bring on sponsors, how to bring on investors, how to, get your verbiage right so that you're bringing on and attracting the right people. Really branding with intention so that your company has a lasting impact, okay? So I put my email in the chat area. If you would like a copy of the presentation, just email me your name so I know it's you, and say, I was on the webinar. I'd love a copy of the presentation. Also, you can go to the website, impactbrandingconsulting.com. You can always look and see about some of the things we're doing with the coaching program, or if you'd like to have a conversation with me. to talk about the coaching program, I'd be happy to do that for you as well. And so now we're just about done. We have a few minutes left, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining into the webinar, and I hope that you have gotten a lot of information. And do you have any questions? Does anyone have any questions at all? Any comments, anything that I can answer for you? I'd be more than happy to answer that for you. And if you are, if you want to, if you can't type because you're mobile, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and you can ask the question to me, and I'll be more than happy to answer it for you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Collins. I'm glad it was helpful for you. And for those that would like a copy of the book, it's Be Unleashed, Unleash Your Millionaire Mindset. You can get a copy from website beunleashedmindset.com. That's beunleashedmindset.com. And this book is designed to give you all the tools and the techniques and the trends to really unleash that millionaire mindset and accomplish your goals, to be de-stressed and to make it happen. So beunleashedmindset.com is the website you go to get a copy of the book. And of course, the company website is impactbrandingconsulting.com. I've placed my email inside of the chat room, so you can definitely email me questions. If you want to have a one-on-one conversation, we can do that. And also, if you'd like a copy of the presentation, I'd be more than happy to send that to you as well. Okay, well, we have been able to share those millionaire mindset moves. I'm really excited. And as we get ready to wrap up, I would like to wish each of you nothing but success. I encourage you to be productive, to be progressive, and without any hesitation, be 100% successful. And please be unleashed. I thank you so much, and you guys have a wonderful evening. Again, I'm Natasha Davis with Impact Branding, your Chief Branding Strategist.